Sericulture is an agro-industry combining both agriculture and industry, the end product of which is silk. It is a labor-intensive activity providing direct and indirect employment to a large number of families. India has the unique distinction of producing all the four varieties of the silk, that is Mulberry, Muga, Tussar and Eri. About 14% of the global raw silk is produced in India, of which more than 50% is Mulberry silk, mostly produced in Karnataka. Besides meeting the ever-growing domestic demand, silk in its various forms is also exported, and this sector is one of the important foreign exchange earners for the country. Of the factors responsible for increasing the production of silk, the quality and leaf yield of mulberry plays the most important role. The silkworm Bombyx mori L is monophagous insect which feeds merely on mulberry leaves, is the primary source of silkworm feeding. Planting and cultivation of mulberry trees represent a prerequisite for a successful silkworm rearing, silkworm egg production and for the entire operation of sericulture. Climate and the soil. Mulberry is a perennial plant and once established in the field continue to grow produce in full form for at least 15 years. Though arboreal in nature, it is trained as low bush for commercial exploitation. Mulberry is a hardy plant and can tolerate varied range of agroclimatic conditions. However, the most suitable range of conditions includes a temperature range of 20 to 30 degree with sunshine of 19 to 13 hours per day. On an average, mulberry requires 50 to 60 mm of water once in a week. Under such condition prevailing in southern tropics of India, 5 to 6 crops can be harvested in a year, whereas in temperate conditions 2 to 3 crops are harvested. As mulberry is a deep-rooted plant, the soil for mulberry garden should be fertile, deep, sandy loam to clay loam in texture and porous with good water holding capacity. Soil with pH range of 6.5 to 7.5 are ideal. Land preparation. Generally, flat lands are suitable for irrigated mulberry cultivation. If the slopes is more than 50%, suitable land development measures such as counterbunding, bench terracing, etc. should be adopted. Land should be prepared by deep plowing up to deep of 30 to 45 centimeter in order to loosen the soil, and thereafter with the country plow or tractor to bring the soil to a fine tilth. Weeds, stones should be removed during the preparatory stages. Basal dose of farmyard manure at 20 tons per hectare is recommended, which has to be thoroughly incorporated into the soil. Farmlands along with the highways in the vicinity of factories area irrigated by raw sewage and untreated effluent, plots abetting other gardens with intensive pesticide usage, waterlogged areas and tobacco grown land are unsuitable location for cultivation of mulberry. The criteria for selection of variety include fertility of the land, water availability and region specificity, extent of garden and the problematic soils. The yield potential of the high yielding varieties can be best realized in high fertility soils and they respond to intensive irrigation. Wherever the size of the operation is bigger, it is advisable to have separate garden for chalky rearing, for which a variety like S36 can be chosen. For rearing of the late age worms, S36, Vishala, Suvarna2 and V1 varieties are more suitable. In alkaline soils, the variety AR12 is suitable. The mulberry varieties such as S13, S34, RFS 135, RFS 175 and S1635 were recommended for rain-fed cultivation. V1, Vishala, Suvarna2 and S36 are the high-yielding mulberry varieties highly suitable for silkworm rearing under irrigated condition. These varieties produce higher leaf yield with good nutritive quality of mulberry leaf, which is essential for healthy growth of silkworm larvae. The characteristic of the mulberry varieties are as follows. The variety S36, this variety have leaves are heart shaped, thick and light green with glowing nature. The leaves have high moisture and more nutrient content. Leaf yield potential of about 15 to 18 tons per acre per year. This variety was released during 1997 and very popular in the field. The leaves are oval, broad in shape, thick, succulent and dark green. The leaf yield potential of about 24 to 26 tons per acre per year. The next variety is Vishala. Vishala variety was released during 2000. Leaves are simple, dark green, unlobed, spirally arranged, broad and ovate. Good rooting is about 90%. Leaf yield potential of about 24 to 26 tons per acre per year. This variety performed top under all India coordinated experimental conducted at 18 centers in India. Next variety is Suvarna 2. Suvarna 2 variety was released during 2011. This is a good rooting about 90%. Leaf yield potential of about 24 to 26 tons per acre per year. Propagation of mulberry. Mulberry is mostly propagated through cuttings. Cuttings may be planted straight away in the main field itself or nursery may be raised and saplings may be planted in the main field. Rooted saplings may be planted in the main field advisable because of its easy establishment in the main field. Plantation of mulberry garden can be taken up both by cuttings and saplings. However, saplings are always better than cuttings as a planting material for quick and better establishment. 2 cuttings or 1 saplings are planted in each spot in a desired spacing. Cuttings are planted keeping one bud exposed, while the saplings are planted in pits open at the spot. Generally, the mulberry plants are raised from semi-hardwood cuttings. Cuttings are selected from the well-established garden of 18 to 12 months old. Only full-grown, thick main stems free from insect and disease damage having a diameter of 10 to 12 millimeter are chosen for preparation of cuttings. Cuttings should be 15 to 20 centimeter with 3 to 4 active buds and should have 45 degrees slanting cut at the bottom end. Care should be taken to make a sharp clean cut at both the ends of cuttings without splitting the bark. Manually or power operated mulberry cutter or stem cutting machine is available for quick cutting of propagation material. Nursery bed preparation. Select 800 square meter area of red loamy soil near water source for raising saplings for planting 1 hectare of main field. Apply 1600 kg of farmyard manure at 20 tons per hectare and mix well with the soil. Raise nursery beds of 4 meter into 1.5 meter size. The length may be convenient size depending upon the slope, irrigation source, etc. Provide a drainage channel and avoid shady areas. Pre-treatment of cuttings. Mix 1 kilogram of Azospirillum culture in 40 liters of water. Keep the bottom end of the cuttings for 30 minutes in it before planting. Azospirillum is applied for inducement of early rooting. Nursery planting. Apply VAM at 100 grams per meter square of nursery area. Irrigate the nursery bed. Plant the cuttings in a nursery at 15 centimeter into 7 centimeter spacing at an angle of 45 degree. Ensure exposure of one active bud in each cutting. Nursery management. Irrigate the nursery once in 3 days. To avoid root rot and collar rot, drench the soil with carbendazim 15 WP, that is 2 gram per liter, or apply trichoderma viride 0.5 grams per meter square using rose can. After weeding, apply 100 gram of urea per meter square between 55 to 60 days after planting at the time of weeding. Age of sapling. The saplings are ready for transplanting in main field after 90 to 120 days of planting. Plantation system. Paid row system of plantation with 90 plus 150 centimeter into 60 centimeter spacing is advantageous over the existing system of plantation with 90 centimeter into 90 centimeter or 60 centimeter into 60 centimeter spacing. The advantage of paid rows plantation are: the spacing between two paid rows facilitates the use of power tiller for intercultural operations and transportation of leaves. It also facilitates the use of drip irrigation system, accommodates more number of plants per acre, easy and quick transportation of leaves which reduce the moisture loss, saves labor up to 40% due to shoot harvesting. Time of planting. Plant during rainy season, avoid planting during winter and summer months. Plant the well rooted and sprouted saplings at the depth of 15 to 20 centimeter. Earth up and level the area around the sapling. Gaff fill during monsoon months. Fertilization increase the quantity and improve the quality of leaves. Further, more it improves the plant growth by assisting in developing resistance in mulberry against certain foliar diseases. The type and the quantity of fertilizers depends very much on the soil fertility and on the irrigation. As the plant do not grow well on strong acidic or strong alkaline soil, it is necessary that the acid soils is ameliorated with some lime and alkaline soil with acid fertilizers in order to neutralize the alkalinity. That's reported by Omura 1967. When we have many rearing per year, fertilization should be frequent. Usually, for a medium fertile soil, the average quantity of fertilizer is 300 kg N, 120 kg P and 120 kg K per hectare applied in 5 split doses. Farmyard manure has to be applied at 20 tons per hectare per year in 2 doses following the first bottom pruning and third pruning. Fertilizers has to be applied as per the recommended schedule and secondary and micronutrients have to be applied wherever necessary. Foliar sprays such as boron 1%, urea 0.5%, zinc sulfate 0.1%, etc. will improve the leaf quality. The recommended fertilizer dosage kg per hectare is indicated below. For irrigated mulberry, apply FOM at 20 metric ton per hectare per year in 2 equal split doses. Apply NPK at 300, 140, 140 kg hectare per year for V1 variety and 300 kg nitrogen, 120 kg phosphorus, 120 kg potassium per hectare per year for S36 and other varieties in 5 equal splits. For V1 fertilizer schedule is 350, 140, 140 NPK per hectare. Apply in 5 equal split doses. Apply fertilizer as per the soil recommendation wherever possible. Apply the first dose of fertilizer 3 months after the planting. Follow subsequent fertilizers application after each leaf harvest and pruning. Apply the straight fertilizers to minimize the cost. Rainfed mulberry kg per hectare per year. Apply FOM at 20 metric ton per hectare per year in 2 equal split doses. Apply NPK at the rate of 150-50 kg per hectare per year in 2 equal splits. Apply the first and second doses coinciding with southwest and northeast monsoon respectively. Apply azospirillum at 8 kg per acre in 2 split doses. Apply Serifos at 10 kg per acre in 2 equal split doses. Mix the biofertilizer with 200 kg FOM and uniform distribution in the field. Ensure the irrigation after application. Do not mix biofertilizers with inorganic fertilizers. Growing and in situ incorporation of SUNM. Apply recommended major and secondary nutrient based on deficiency symptoms. For micronutrients, according to the deficiency symptoms expression, Apply micronutrient as a foliar place at zinc sulfate 5 grams, ferrous sulfate 10 grams, borax 2.5 grams, copper sulfate 2.5 grams, manganese 2.5 grams, sodium molybdate 100 mg per liter of water using high volume sprayer. Among the various inputs, irrigation ranks high in giving quick and good results. Regular irrigation at an interval of 8 to 10 days is ideal. Normally, 1.5 to 2 acre inch of water per irrigation is sufficient. In case of water scarcity, the drip irrigation can also be adopted so that 40% of the irrigation water can be saved. Water uptake is a vital condition for mulberry tree, and any shortage of water in the soil will jeopardize the growth rate of the plants. Both extreme wet and extreme dry soils are harmful to the mulberry growth. Basically, the average daily rainfall of 5 mm is required to maintain the normal growing. There are two water conservation methods, direct and indirect method. Indirect method includes drip irrigation, sprinkler irrigation, furrow irrigation method. Since sprinkler is ideal but costly method and furrow method is of low cost but some water is wasted, the most effective method is drip irrigation. Indirect method of irrigation includes mulching of the soil surface in order to reduce evaporation, and the organic matter will increase the water holding capacity of the soil by enhancing the aggregation of soil properties. Drip irrigation is the best method of irrigation to mulberry. Bottom pruning. The plants were cut at ground level 10 to 15 centimeter stem above the ground. This type of pruning is done once in a year. Middle pruning. The branches are cut at 40 to 60 centimeter above the ground level. Third one is kolar system. In closely planted areas, this type of pruning is done. The branches are cut at the ground level every time. Thus, it receives 5 prunings every year. The type of pruning require heavy fertilization and irrigation. Shoot harvest method. In shoot feeding method, every crop pruned at the height of 30 centimeter above the ground level. Integrated weed management. Remove the stubbles and roots of weeds while preparing the land. Use well decomposed manures to avoid dissemination of weed seeds. Clean the implements before use. Mechanical method. Operate country plow after pruning in the interspace. Remove the weeds by hand hoe. Chemical method. As post-emergence application, use Gramoxone 2 to 3 liter per hectare. Spray Glycil 7.5 ml with 10 grams of ammonium sulfate per liter of water as a post-emergence application. A total of 200 liters of spray fluid is required per acre. Use flooding, deflector, fan type of nozzles for spraying weedicides. Apply the weedicide immediately after pruning or within 2 to 3 days after pruning. Intercropping with short duration pulse crops enriches the soil, gives additional revenue and also controls the weed growth. Grow any one of the following crops varieties is intercrop: black gram, green gram and cowpea. Mulching. Mulching with pruned mulberry twigs, other materials like straw and dried leaves will have the following advantages. It controls the weed growth, conserve the soil moisture by reducing the runoff, increase the infiltration of water, reduce the soil temperature. In temperate climate, mulberry trees have few pests. Reference on pests are from non-European countries. A number of pests and diseases can cause damage to the mulberry trees. The noxious insect of mulberry trees include Coleoptera, Lepidoptera, Hemioptera, etc. According to their feeding habitat and damage, mulberry insect pest can be classified into 3 categories: insects which feed on leaves and young shoots, insects which harm the branches and trunks. Insects which harm the roots. In addition to the insect pest, many wild rodents of the family Muridae may cause damage to the mulberry trees, especially on the base of the branches. In mulberry disease are included fungal, bacterial, viral diseases, disease caused by nematodes and non-infectious or physiological diseases. Application of more phosphatic fertilizer induces increase the tolerance against many foliar diseases of the mulberry. Application of green manures and compost help in multiplication of antagonistic fungi and bacteria in the soil, which suppress the pathogenic fungi and bacteria in addition to the improving the plant growth. Principles disease controlling factors are selection of mulberry varieties resistant to diseases, cultivation practices, field maintenances, soil condition, meteorological conditions. The method of leaf harvest depends on type of rearing practiced. It is preferably to harvest the leaves during morning hours or late evening hours. There are three methods of harvesting of mulberry leaves. Leaf picking, individual leaves are harvested with or without petiole. Leaf picking start 10 weeks after the bottom pruning and subsequent picking are done at the interval of 7 to 8 weeks. Next is branch cutting. The entire branches are cut and fed to the worms. Before that, topping is done to ensure the uniform maturity of the leaves. Whole shoot harvest. The branches are cut at the ground level by bottom pruning. Shoots are harvested at the intervals of 10 to 12 weeks, and thus 5 to 6 harvests are made in a year. Time of harvest. It is preferably to harvest the leaves during morning hours or late evening hours. Preservation of leaves. Use leaf preservation chamber or wet gunny bag to store the leaves, or cover the bamboo basket with wet gunny bag to keep it cool and fresh. Yield. Generally, the expected annual leaf yield is 40 to 50 metric ton of leaves per acre per annum. In shoot harvest method, harvesting can be done at an interval of 70 days. So, you can harvest 5 harvests per year. In case of leaf harvest method, first harvest is taken 70 days after first pruning, and second and third harvest coinciding with second bottom pruning at an interval of 55 days. The fourth harvest is taken 70 days after the third harvest, and fifth and sixth at the interval of 55 days. All the above cultivation practices were considered to ensure a qualitative and quantitative mulberry production. A successful establishment of mulberry field represents a prerequisite for successful silkworm rearing. Thank you.